gotten older, it's getting harder and harder to give out Christmas tree-shaped air fresheners as gifts under the guise that they're festive. I do love most holidays. My favorite time of the year is Halloween. I love going all out for that. This year I decided that instead of dressing up to scare the children while I handed out candy, I tried to scare their parents. So I dressed up as a priest. I wanted to be Michael Jackson, but I'm too black. Speaking of Michael Jackson, I think he has an interesting distinction in American culture because we all know who he is. At one point in our lives, we've all probably idolized him. But we all remember him as white, and he was actually black. I feel like he's the second guy I remember that way. The first, of course, was Jesus. If you don't believe Jesus was black, here's the way I see it. He was born under poor circumstances, and he never met his biological father. Just worse. At the age of 12, he formed a gang, the Apostles. At the age of 30, he was executed by an all-white jury under questionable circumstances. So, he was either black or from Texas, but I never sullied his name that way. I don't understand why it's so hard to believe that Jesus was black, but it's so easy to believe he was a hippie Fabio. Doesn't make any sense. I told my dad that joke over breakfast the other day, and he said, "Son, I'll pray for you." And I said, "Dad, that's silly. It's 10 a.m. Jesus isn't up yet." He has a court appearance or something. I grew up pretty Catholic, so my dad hates my stuff, although I actually didn't grow up that Catholic. I grew up half Catholic because my mom's an atheist, and that made dinner time, supper time, lunchtime weird because anytime we all sat down together, my dad would lead us in grace, and he'd say something like, "Jesus, thank you very much for this wonderful food." But before you finish the grace, my mom would say, "That's because Jesus is an awesome person, people. Let's eat." And that's weird because when you're a little kid, it confuses the hell out of you. For the first 5 years of my life, I thought Jesus was a chef. Until I went to CCD for the first time, and the priest got up there and he said all the stuff that my father says at this orientation pancake breakfast. But if you could see me, you can tell that I was staring at the pancakes and not doing that. So I didn't listen at all, and I took a bite of the pancakes and they were terrible. So I found the priest and I demanded to talk to Jesus. He's like, "Excuse me, son?" And I'm like, "I'd like to talk to Jesus, sir. He served terrible, terrible pancakes. He should be crucified." Needless to say, we moved. I think that's the most Irish Catholic thing about me is that whole Catholic guilt complex. My friends would tell you it's my alcoholism. My girlfriend would tell you it's my 2-inch cock. It's a joke, ladies. I don't have a girlfriend. I've been single a while. The last girl I did seriously was about a year ago now. We broke up around Christmas time because she was just a freak in the sack. And she said, "All I want from you this year, babe, is a new sex toy." I'm like, "What the fuck? What am I going to do?" So I thought about it for a while and I bought her a banana. She's like, "What the fuck is this?" I'm like, "Well, couldn't exactly buy you anything that can stay harder longer than I can." I've been single too long. A couple months ago, I bought a box of 100 condoms, optimistically. Realistically, I bought a gallon of hand lotion. I've never opened the condoms. I've replaced the hand lotion 4 times. I also no longer own any tube socks that I feel comfortable wearing. And sad to say, my roommates now have the same problem. It's not a masturbation issue for me. It's an ADD issue. Because when I get up in the morning, I go to take a shower, and I walk in the bathroom. I'm like, "Man, why did I come in here?" And then I see the hand lotion. And I'm like, "Oh yeah, masturbation. It's go time." So 30 seconds later, when I finished up, I'm like, "What was I doing in here?" And I forget. Until I put my socks back on. Speaking of statutory rape, I'm a big fan because when I fuck a 17-year-old girl and I come after 30 seconds, she doesn't look at me like I did anything wrong. It's just a joke. I don't fuck 17-year-old girls. I fuck prostitutes. I think the worst part about fucking $2 whores is asking for change from the 5. And not because I'm cheap, because I'm fine with that. That doesn't bother me at all. It's when she pulls out $130 in ones from her back pocket. She's like, wow, busy day. And I'm like, oh, I wish I wore a condom.
You got 100 of them.
I know, should have. I'm sick. I'm a sick man. I know it. I think the problem is I've had an internet connection since I was 11 years old, so I'm solidly part of the porn generation, and it's really fucked up my sense of reality in terms of sex. Like, I assume when I take a girl out and things are going well, that at the end of the night, we're gonna have anal sex. And I'm gonna wear a clown suit. And, she assumes that I have a 9-inch shaved cock, so at least we both go home disappointed. I didn't always plan on doing this. I love telling jokes. Came to me in high school. I realized I was antisocial, pretty smart, and kind of a loner. So I figured I could either tell jokes or be a school gunman. But I can't shoot straight, so. I went to film school. I'm proud to say that I'm actually well on my way to becoming a Starbucks barista now. Film school is weird. They don't tell you the truth about film school because when I went into admissions, they led me to believe that all you did was smoke pot and talk about movies. There's really a lot of technical shit that goes into it. And I can't remember any of it. Actually, I sell cars for a living here in Lowell. It's a tough job. It poses a lot of moral quandaries for me. Like for me, I know it's bad to sell alcohol to alcoholics because it hurts them and the people around them. So by the same token, I've stopped selling cars to Asian people. People think that joke's racist. It's not racist. It's not. Like, the other day I was walking around Boston and I cut down this alleyway full of black people in the middle of the night. There's no problem with that. Because the only other way to get out of that part of town was to hop into a cab driven by an Asian person. And I feel like hopping into a cab driven by an Asian is like flying with Muslims. They're just things you don't do. I'm actually a pretty liberal person. Although I can't get behind this whole Occupy Wall Street shit.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, I can't do it. I just can't. I don't get it at all because I'm part of the 1%. By Rwandan standards. Can you imagine an Occupy Wall Street type protest over there with the 99% and the 1%? I can imagine the 1% just staring at the 99% being like, we have so much, you have so little. We could feed half of our family. It's just tough. I do support gay marriage though, because I think people should have the right to choose. Plus, look at me. What the fuck would I stand on the way of the best dressed and best looking men from removing themselves from the heterosexual dating pool? I love politics, although I hate this season of election bullshit because I hate Sarah Palin and she's on TV all the time. And I hate her because anytime I see her, people feel obligated to say something nice about her. It reminds me of Hitler. Not because she is Hitler, because she's worse, but that whole saying something nice about her just because she's a political person. Like, with Hitler back in the day, they used to say, well, with Hitler, he got the trains to run on time. I'm like, of course he got the trains to run on time. They only carry people in one direction. Anyway, I think that's all I have for you tonight. Thank you very much.